Today's program is brought to you by OTCStockShark.com. For the latest and greatest OTC and Pink Sheets information, sign up for your account at OTCStockShark.com. Thank you for tuning in to TBC Today. I'm Brandon Vincent.
And I'm Angelina Soriano. In U.S. news, the Supreme Court ruled on Tuesday that a U.S. law that makes it a crime to sell videos of animals being tortured or killed violated the constitutional free speech rights. By an 8-1 vote, the court struck down the 1999 animal cruelty law for infringing on free speech protections guaranteed by the First Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. Congress adopted the law in an attempt to stop people from profiting by the interstate sale of depictions of torture and killing of animals. It was mainly aimed at crush videos in which women in high-heeled shoes step on small animals as a type of sexual fetish. Opponents of the law had argued it was too broad and too vague, making illegal some videos of blood sports like bullfighting and even some documentaries. They said it should be struck down as a form of government censorship. Writing for the court majority, Chief Justice agreed that the law was substantially too broad and therefore invalid under the First Amendment. While the prohibition of animal cruelty has a long history in American law, there is no evidence of a similar tradition prohibiting depictions of such cruelty. The ruling was a victory for Robert Stevens of Virginia, who made and sold 3 videos of pit bulls fighting each other and attacking hogs and wild boars. His 2005 conviction was the first in the country under the law. Stevens was sentenced to 37 months in prison, but he has yet to start his sentence while his case was on appeal. Attorneys for Stevens said his sentence was 14 months longer than professional football player Michael Vick's prison term for running a dogfighting ring. Vick has served his sentence and has resumed his career. Laws in all 50 states and the District of Columbia, along with other federal laws, already ban animal cruelty.
In today's international news, thousands of stranded passengers made their way home on Tuesday as Europe's worst peacetime crisis continued to unwind. But air traffic over the continent was operating at less than half its normal volume, and much of Britain's airspace remained shut down. The reopening of airspace under a plan agreed Monday by European ministers was cautious and unpredictable, its piecemeal nature drawing strong criticism from the airline industry. The chaos, which began as flight bans were first introduced on Thursday, has now lasted twice as long as the 3-day closing of American airspace after the attacks of September 11, 2001. The disruption of the flights has stranded hundreds of thousands of travelers and cost airlines hundreds of millions of dollars. Eurocontrol, the agency that coordinates the air traffic management across the region, said that by the end of the day on Tuesday, 95,000 flights have been canceled as a result of the ash cloud.
In travel news, our selection of fun family vacation spots proved that it's possible to plan an awesome summer vacation without dipping too far into the savings account. Whether your crew is looking to relax on the beach or ride the whitewater rapids, we have affordable vacation suggestions for every taste. A family camp, the Meadowmack Camp in Rockland, Maine. Mom and Dad join in the pranks and games with a nostalgic week at Family Sleepaway Camp. A flat tuition fee for Meadowmack Camp covers activities and all meals in a gourmet mess hall, including a lobster feast. Morning activities for the kids might include archery or arts and crafts, while adults practice yoga, get a massage, or even join the kids for some craft time. In the afternoon, everyone heads to the lake for swimming, kayaking, sculling, or sailing. Come nightfall, the whole family can set off on a scavenger hunt or play softball. The accommodations are comfy but rustic, and there's no need for primping anyway. The Beach Vacations Sea Mist Oceanfront Resort in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. The beauty of Myrtle Beach Vacation is that a week on a budget-friendly hotel can be hard for under $1,000. Family deals at the Myrtle Beach Sea Mist include admission to the resort's own water park, as well as the Family Kingdom Amusement and Water Park just 6 blocks north of the resort. There you'll find 10 pools on the property, including 6 pools just for kids. And there's a large playground, arcade room, mini golf, and a free movie theater. Pets are permitted with advance notice, and there's a fenced-in dog run where your pup can get some exercise. The Family Adventure Ace Adventure Center in Oak Hill, West Virginia. Carve some family bonding time into summer with wild outdoor adventures for one set price at Ace Adventure Center. Ace boasts a prime location on the New River Gorge, national river known as the East Coast Grand Canyon. Children as young as 6 can join the family for a day-long whitewater adventure, also some easy Class 2 and 3 rapids. Zip line tours, horseback riding, kayaking, and rock climbing are available for an extra fee. Back at base camp, there's wild water park fun with inflatables on the lake for no charge. Lodging ranges from rustic camping to cozy log cabins in lakeside chalets. The City Vacation in Boston, Massachusetts. Shake up the summer routine with an urban getaway to Boston. Summer in the city is the perfect time to enjoy the harbor and outdoor parks. With no slush and snow underfoot, it's a great time for a picnic on the Boston Commons or a stroll along the Freedom Trail. The Landmark Orchestra plays free concerts on Wednesday nights at Hatch Memorial Shell. A Go Boston card is a money-saving essential with free and discounted admission to over 70 attractions, museums, and tours in the area. Take a cruise on Boston Harbor, catch a baseball game at Fenway Park, or head out of town to nearby Six Flags New England and Hurricane Harbor and attractions at nearby Cape Cod.
In today's financial news, after nearly 2 years of being drenched in red ink, Citigroup provided the strongest signs yet that the troubled bank is beginning to recover as it reported a $4.4 billion profit in the first quarter. The earnings, which handily beat analyst expectations and were the bank's best since the financial crisis began, were the result of the resurgence in the bond market and improvements in the economy, particularly overseas. Both play to Citigroup's strengths as a major player in fixed income and emerging markets, and come as some of its rivals benefited from similar trends. JP Morgan Chase and Bank of America both reported big first quarter earnings from hefty trading profits and from adding less money to their loan loss reserves.
Ever wished you had sonic hearing? Well, now you can with the amazing Silversonic XL from Bell & Howell. It's lightweight and small, just like a cell phone ear adapter, and it fits your ear just as easily. Its IC chip technology lets you hear sounds from more than 30 yards away, amplifying them up to 50 decibels to give you crisp, clear sonic hearing. The Bell & Howell Silversonic XL is yours for only $19.95, so order now.
Call 1-800-230-7100 or send $19.95 to the address on your screen. That's 1-800-230-7100.
In fashion news, well aware that from the runway to retail stores takes more than fashionistas, Singapore is launching a trade fashion show this month intended to parade Asia's designer before international fashion buyers. Dubbed Blueprint, organizers say they want the 4-day event to become the basis of the Asian Fashion Exchange, the region's answer to New York or Milan's fashion weeks. The event is modeled on Berlin's bread and butter industry fair and will start out with 50 designers, mainly from Asia but with some US and British labels as well. There will also be an opportunity for the public to shop. Some 60 buyers from all over the world, including British department stores Harrods and Liberty, are set to attend, but organizers say it's early days yet to realize their ambitions. Shopping is often called a national pastime in affluent Singapore, a city of some 5 million people that, as the rest of the world slowly shakes off the global economic crisis, has been attracting luxury retails in droves. From a retailing point of view, Singapore has and attracts more than enough local and Asian shoppers willing to spend on luxury goods, a statistic fitting the country with the world's highest density of millionaires, which is positioning itself as a center for luxury living. Singapore holds an annual fashion festival, which last year featured several major international labels, but now the government has decided that the time has come to really turn the country into Asia's fashion capital for the world.
In today's green news, we've been noting that flying is dying for a couple of years now, as the combination of peak oil and security concerns conspire to make it miserable and expensive. Now we can toss in volcanoes and question whether it is time for a return to liners as a viable mode of transatlantic travel. Ships like the Queen Mary 2 are not really transportation, it's more about the cruise. But every berth is overbooked for sailing as people consider it transportation once again. It only carries 2,620 passengers, but Chris at Low Tech Magazine calculates that if people were packed into it as tightly as they are into a 747, it could carry nearly 500,000 people. A cross-section of the Queen Mary 2 compared to the Titanic and to the Airbus A380, currently the largest passenger plane with a capacity of up to 850 people, the Queen Mary 2 weighs about 57 gross tons per passenger. It uses 2.7 times as much energy per person compared to the plane to get across the Atlantic. But you don't have to pack them in very tightly to get much more fuel efficiency than the 747. Even the infamous Titanic has a gross tonnage of only 18.5 tons per passenger. If the passengers of the Queen Mary 2 would have the same moving space as the passengers of the Titanic, the ship could still hold more than 8,000 people, 3 times more than its capacity today. Every one of those 30,000 passengers on the Queen Mary 2 would have 20 times as much space than a passenger on a plane, while at the same time consuming 43 times less engine power, taking the view that both engines have similar efficiency. Taking into account the duration of the trip, the ship is 4 times more energy efficient than the plane. Thank you for tuning in to TBC Today. I'm Brandon Vincent.
And I'm Angelina Soriano.